Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Precipice of Delusion. What's happening, everybody? I'm Julian Gavilanes. I haven't been with you for a few weeks. I took a little 3-week hiatus because I was moving. Rachel and I and little Cooper and Coco Puppy just moved from Brooklyn to Upper Manhattan, a part of town called Hamilton Heights. It's above Harlem and below Washington Heights, kind of in this little beautiful district called Hamilton Heights. I think it might be called Hamilton Heights because Alexander Hamilton's mansion is up on is 5 streets away from where we live. Really cool. This street that we live on is called Convent, and it's like all beautiful brownstones. It's all just gorgeous, like tree-lined streets, and just such a different vibe than what Bushwick was, which was just so like hipstery and trash-filled, and you couldn't really like tell who was who out there. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, if fucking blue hairs, red hairs, fucking seemed like it was Halloween every single day. And more power to them all. That is everybody's choice to be who they want to be. But I was just like some fucking Chad walking through the street every day wondering what the fuck I was doing out here, paying so much money to live in this hip ass neighborhood that I don't really even like belong in anyways. I don't even drink anymore. I'm not partying. It felt like a young girl's neighborhood to be out there. And so I feel like we've really leveled up coming up here. It's so beautiful. People smile at each other on the streets. They say hi to each other. We got some guys that hang out on the block and just like post up like on the stoop and like work on their cars, like smoke blunts and just chilling. At first, Rachel and I were kind of both just like, oh man, like that's, fuck, this is going to be kind of weird. But those guys have become the fucking coolest people in the neighborhood. They're always out there. They know us by first name basis. We know them on first name basis. They know the dogs. They're like protectors of the hood. It's great. It's so cool to have them around. They're very sweet. It really taught me, don't judge a book by its cover. These are very kind-hearted people that are just hanging out and doing their thing. And so we feel very protected. It's a great neighborhood. The house, the apartment, better off, is humongous. It's so gorgeous. We are so happy and thrilled to be in this space. I have definitely been, feeling anxious about making it all perfect and getting it all set up and having it be the perfect place. And it really is starting to feel that way. And Rachel continues to remind me to just be patient. This is a work in progress. It's a brand new home, and we're really filling it up and filling it out. But it's really wonderful. It's kind of cool to wake up in a space and be like, whoa, I live here. It's really nice. So I'm sorry that I have been away for so long. It's funny, I apologize, but I apologize because I feel like people have been expecting this, I always get this feeling like, oh my God, I haven't posted in a long time. Like I have to post, as if people are gonna be like, oh, it's Tuesday afternoon and I haven't seen that post from Julian. I wonder what he's doing. He must be really struggling. Something must be wrong. Like nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to me. When these things come out, people listen to them if they do, and if they don't, which a lot of people won't, it's totally fine. And there is no real schedule for any of this stuff. And I always get this kind of like egotistical mindset around like sharing my things with the world, with the public, because I think, oh my God, it's been 3 weeks since I put a podcast out. Like I'm going to have lost so many listeners. People are going to be so upset with me. Like I just seem so unprofessional. It's like, dude, it just doesn't matter. I can do this at my own pace, and I like being consistent. I like showing up every week and giving the people that listen to this something to tune into every week. It really brings me a lot of joy to provide that for people, and to also just do it, and to have like a schedule for myself, to keep myself consistent, hold myself accountable to getting this thing done and having a deadline. But alas, it was very important for me to take some time away to really settle into this new spot and, yeah, kind of like rebuild my relationship. You know, Rachel and I went through a real tough spurt there towards the end of our last place. This summer has really been kind of a whirlwind for us. But we are happy to let you know that we worked through it, and we really set some major intentions with each other and came out on the opposite side of it, just feeling kind of better off than we were going into it. And I think that was really important. I think we may have needed to kind of crumble to rebuild all over again. You know, we kind of just needed to like rebuild from a different place. And so this literal place is that new rebuilding zone, for lack of a better way of explaining that. And it feels really good. And so I'm feeling encouraged. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling still anxious because I want to get things done, and I want to make sure that, you know, I just have like all my ducks in a row, and I just want to have more fun. Ultimately, I just want to be able to be in a place in my life where I don't feel like I need to be like clawing at the world to try and get myself to a place of stability. And for a long time, it's felt that way. It's felt like, oh man, I'm just trying to like stay afloat. And I hear that a lot in, you know, our culture in this day and age and in this generation, you know, especially out here in New York. It's so expensive, and inflation keeps going up, and we keep like making the same amount of money. And, you know, times are tough, and things are changing, and, you know, the marketplace is just so strange to try and navigate as a relatively young person, but definitely like full ass grown adult. And I just want to be able to feel like I'm stable. But when I take a couple steps back from that statement, it's like, dude, look where you are. Like, you just got this place that's a dream. It's so beautiful. And I'm stable. Like, I'm not like living on the street. I'm not living in my car. I'm not like having to, you know, like go get fucking payday loans or like, I'm fine. But because the measurement of success continues to get leveled up by every single next thing I do, it just feels like if I'm not reaching that or exceeding that, then what am I doing? And so I'm really working my best towards shifting my headspace with the way that I think about myself and where I'm at and how it's all going. And ultimately just trying to enjoy it more. Really just enjoy what's going on, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, the people that I have around me. You know, I got to go to outside lands and Tahoe and visit my brother for a few days over his birthday, and spend time in beautiful Tahoe and just like swim and hang out like a week after I moved in here. And then I went to Outside Lands in San Francisco and got to see Alan Stone perform and hang out with him. I got on his bus, and, you know, we cruised around to a few cities, and before I got off and came back here. And it's just like, my life is awesome. You know, like it's so fun and so great. And I'm so like, I have no reasons to feel like things aren't going well. It's just that I want more. And that moreness kind of like puts this pressure on me and flips my thought process into, well, I am inadequate if I don't have it. And I'm just like really trying to shift my perspective with that, because it's just not true. I'm not inadequate. I'm good. I have a lot of really wonderful things going on. And I think, you know, like I don't know. Sometimes I talk to people who tune into this podcast and, they'll hear me talk about this stuff. And it's just like, dude, like from my vantage point, you're doing great. And I think we all probably feel that way. It's at points, like it's all relative. We get excited about the things that are happening in our lives when they're happening the way that we want them to be happening. And then as soon as things start to slow down, we're like, oh no, like, what am I represented by now? What can I do? What am I doing? It's like, where's the balance? Where can we find our joy in this period where the good things aren't happening? Because like ultimately the good things are just life. Is like spending time with your friends, is hanging out, being able to like afford to go on a trip where you get to go and hang out on your rock star best friend's tour bus and cruise like 5 different cities and go see shows. And and that's not me like boasting about my own privileges. It's just like I'm mostly talking shit about myself because I get so caught up in like what I don't have. And I come back home and I'm like, oh man, like acting work's not happening, and I really got to like, dive into like finding new management, or like really trying to like self-submit and get back to like the drawing board for my movie and start this production company and get that show going. And it's just like, whoa, I'm like overwhelmed already, just like day one. And my partner feels it, and I'm so reflected through her, and I'm learning how much like we don't operate like each other. And it's good that we don't operate like each other. I don't think I could handle another me. It's stressful. And she's just like, dude, like I'm hanging out. Like we did a paint job the other night on one of our walls, and it was great, but I was just like, we didn't finish it all the way. And I was just like, we got to finish like everything. We just got to go back to the Home Depot and get the paint and like finish this paint job, because like I can't left something unfinished. And if it's unfinished, then I'm like super stressed out. And I don't know what that is. I don't know why that happens to me. It's not actually a big deal. And when, I let that, um, I let that spill over into Rachel's experience, and all of a sudden she's having like this anxious, pressurized like experience fall into her lap. And it's just like, dude, like we can do it. We're going to do this. We just need to take our time. And I'm really just trying to find ways to practice patience more. Trying to find ways to really lean into the things that make me feel the best and just do it. I don't want to be so rigid. I don't want to be so regimented. I don't want to be so like, you have to do this or else nothing's going to happen. It's just like, dude, just live your life. Be in service of other people when you can. Smile, enjoy it, laugh, eat well, go be spontaneous, just do stuff. And like, I think life will align itself with the vision that you have if you just kind of open yourself up to it. But because I'm so rigid in my approach towards getting things done, I almost close myself off to some stuff. And I really want to stop doing that. I'm really becoming like a little bit more in my head as I age up. I'm becoming more thoughtful about things, sure, but I'm also just getting like, I don't know, like almost like paranoid. Like I'm like my life's not panning out the way that it's supposed to, and that shit, man, maybe I am delusional after all. And it's not even that negative. It's not even like, oh man, like maybe I should just give up. It's just like maybe I'm not like meant to be this like wonderful, great star that I thought I was going to be when I started. When I arrived here, I had all these feelings of being great and exceptional and and like and being like in major motion pictures and big movies and becoming a star and getting to act alongside like, my favorite actors and just working on movies and being wealthy and just being like famous. And even though that wasn't like the full intention, it was just like my vision. I saw that. It was like, this is what's going to happen for me. That's where I'm going to be. And this isn't any false modesty either. I'm not sitting here and being like, like, I think, now at this point, I'm like, I probably can't. Like, I've done so many wonderful things. I've worked with so many great people, heroes of mine, and I've had incredible experiences. And I just get to this point now where I'm like almost 40. I'm 38 years old. I am where I'm at. Like, I still got to take side jobs to support myself when I need to. It's pretty much a given that I need to at this point. And I work so hard to try and cultivate this dream scenario that I kind of forecasted for my life, and it just like isn't happening. And that's okay. I'm still good. I'm still happy. I don't need that to be like an amazing, exceptional person. Being the amazing and exceptional person already exists within me. I don't need the external validation or the big movies or the big paydays. Yes, of course I want that stuff. But it doesn't solve the problem by any means. And I think once I start letting go of my like desperate need to be more than what I already am, I might start to become a little bit more of what I already am. And I just think that is the irony of it all. But you can't fake it, right? You can't fake kind of like letting go. You really just have to let go. And that is such a exhausting prospect, you know, because I don't think you can really like try. You just have to do it. And that really feels kind of similar to a lot of things in life that you're able to do well, right? Like, let's take acting, for example. It is so hard to be good at acting, to be so compelling and convincing and truthful and honest in an imaginary circumstance with cameras and, potentially hundreds of people in the space watching you do this in a manufactured environment. It's crazy. It's an impossible task to really do that incredibly. But when you are connected to the work and you're doing it at the best level you possibly can, at the highest level, it's not hard at all. It's just living. It's just being completely present and being truthful and being in the moment. And that's what's so ironic, because you work so hard to build up the tools and the skill set to be able to do that stuff, to be able to just like be easy, to be able to be simple, to be able to like drop all the bells and whistles and to just live, to just exist. And I think the same goes for letting go. It's easier said than done. Just let go. Just let go. Come on, Julian, just let go. Okay, I'm trying, but it's like I don't think the answer is on the opposite side of trying. I think it is just being present with it and allowing it to kind of happen. And so that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, just like, and not because I think a lot of times also people try to let go for the purpose of, okay, once I stop caring. I think this happens in like dating too, right? It's like, I'm gonna play it cool. Like once I stop, like if I don't care if I like ghost this person, or if I just like if I don't respond for like 36 hours, it's gonna like make them so interested in me. Oh, if I just like really stop caring about my acting career, like all of a sudden it's gonna start happening for me. You can't fake it. You really have to like just let go. And how do you do that? How do you let go when you are so obsessed with what you're doing? And not only what the thing is that you're doing, but the thing that it will allow you to do with your life. I want to be an actor who sustains his life with consistency and comfortability, but I don't have that. And sometimes I do, and then sometimes it goes away. And then I have to experience this high and then this low and find a way to be balanced inside of that. And it makes me wonder, like, should I, like, am I, like, do I need to do something different? Do I need to change how I'm going about this? Do I really need to be working this hard? People say, like, hey, man, just keep working. Like, it's going to pay itself off. Just keep going. Then people promise me, they're like, I promise you this is going to work out for you. And I appreciate that sentiment, but who's to say? There are so many people doing this thing. And I don't want this at all to come across like, I'm giving up by any means. I'm just trying to take like a realistic approach to having some love for myself through this pursuit, because it's extremely difficult, and I see how difficult it is on other people. I want to provide for my partner. I want to own a really beautiful home. I want to have property, I want to have land and gardens, and not like a bunch of stuff, but I just want to I want to have a life that I have like visualized for myself. And I just don't know, like, that it's guaranteed. It's not. And so I just have to keep working, because it's like, okay, you can't wait for like the phone to ring. You can't wait for somebody. That's not going to just be dropped into your lap. You got to make that happen. And how do you make that happen? Like, how many of you guys are going through this too, where it's just like you feel like you're working so hard, but the payback is not reciprocal? Like, it's like, I don't know. I guess like sometimes I work out really, really hard for many months, and I don't notice a lot of the results. And so that leads me to believe, okay, well, I'm probably just working out wrong. I'm probably just doing this wrong. I'm probably not like my form is probably bad. The the pace at which I'm doing these exercises isn't the right way. Maybe that's not what my body needs at the time. Maybe I need to be doing more like cardio work than heavy lifting. Maybe I need to be doing more calisthenics. Maybe it's just, and so I try other things. I do this thing, I do that thing. Okay, cool. Like, let me try that. I just try all these different things. And then it's just like, well, now I'm not being consistent with the thing that I started, because I'm doing a handful of different things rather than like being singularly focused on this one thing. And it distracts me, and it removes me from just being consistent with the thing, right? And so I get trapped, and I feel like, damn, okay, go back to the basics, get back to that one thing, get back to that thing that you really care about doing. Okay, what is that? All right, well, now I want to focus on my movie. I want to make I Am Erica, the feature film. I want to start like investing in like finding out who can come and support this movie, how I can raise, you know, upwards of $1 million to make a feature film from the proof of concept that we made. You know, like I made that movie. I raised $50,000 to make like this proof of concept, and the proof of concept, the proof of concept came out, and you know, we submitted it to a bunch of film festivals, and then we didn't get in. And I was immediately just like, it's like as if you've worked out for 3 months and then you step on the scale and you haven't lost 1 pound. You're just like, what the fuck? All of a sudden you're over it. You're just like, well, what, why? Like you resent how hard you've been working when it doesn't pay you back. It's just like, why am I doing this then? What's the point? And so you stop. And I kind of lost steam on my movie because it was just like, oh, this is discouraging. Nobody wants it anymore. Oh, nobody gets it. Nobody sees it. Oh, God. And it's like, I'm seeing all these other people that have these movies in the world that are, I'm watching them. I'm watching their films that are like competing with mine, I guess, to a certain degree. And it's just like, wait, they're getting into all these festivals and their movie's fine. Like, and yes, I'm biased, but like our movie is solid. It's like a really, really beautiful thing. And even these people that are sharing their projects with me are saying the same thing. And so it leads me to believe like, okay, like what am I do? Am I doing something wrong? Do I just like have a weird aura? Like, is God telling me that like he's making me work harder because he's trying to teach me a lesson? Is there something in this that I'm supposed to be like finding the sign in? What is it? Like, give me the sign. Give me a signal that like I'm still on the right track. But that doesn't happen. And I'm not deserving of that either. You know, I'm not like people struggle with this too. And I just like, you know, feel, God damn it. Um, I feel like I just want to experience some like traction with like moving in the direction that is right. It's like I've felt that way so many times. I feel that way with this podcast. I feel like, oh, this is a really right direction. Oh, making that movie felt like a really right direction. But then eventually those things end, or like you move it forward, and like it's just so easy to be discouraged by like the payoff of what these things have or don't have instead. And it's hard not to focus on that stuff. It's hard not to see that and to feel like let down by the reality that shit, I must not be good. I must um you know, this must not be meant for me. Like what is it then? You know, what should I be doing? Should I go back to like Washington and get invested in some like nonprofit where I can, you know, teach acting to young kids and be of service that way? Sure. Not no. But but should I walk away from the momentum that I've created in the last 13 years of living out here to kind of like put my energy in a different area? I don't know. Like it's such a hard thing to try and uh, process. And ultimately, I just want to be having more fun with everything that I'm doing because I've started taking it a little bit too serious. And it's not. It's not serious at all. I am an actor who has the privilege of getting to play. Like, how lucky is it that I even get to choose to do something with my life that I love doing? You know? Like the fact that I am here and alive and living in New York City in a place that's fucking dope with a girlfriend that I love and getting to do something that I like had a silly idea for when I was young. And I was like, that looks cool. And then I'm like, that's what I chose to do and get to do continuously in my life and make a living doing it. It's unbelievable. And like, despite if I need a secondary job, this is the bet I made. To like choose this every day. Wake up and find your joy in like the fact that like, holy shit, if you're suffering at the hands of this business that you chose to be a part of, at least you're suffering for something that you chose to do, you know? I'm not suffering because of something that I'm like that's like against my will, you know? I'm doing this on purpose. And it just like throws me around all the time. It makes me just kind of like just laugh at myself. Like, come on, dude. You're so lucky. Life is so cool. But it's always just it's easier said than done to treat yourself that way, right? Like I can sit here. I was talking to my friend Laura the other night because it was her birthday. Shout out Laura Jowie. And we were just talking about how we're so good at encouraging others and talking people up and elevating them and making them see how wonderful they are. And then as soon as we start talking about ourselves, it's just like couldn't be more critical. It couldn't be more uh, uh just kind of like hateful and disgusted. And it's just like, damn, dude, I don't do that to anybody. And that makes me realize, like, am I that good of a friend to myself? And probably not. The reality is that I'm probably not. But I'm trying to learn how to be a better friend to myself. And I'm trying to learn how to have more fun. And I'm trying to learn how to just like take my life and get in the driver's seat and stop beating myself up over like the roads that are misguided and the places that like take me back to square one. It's like I'm on a path and this path is great and I'm choosing it and I'm happy for it. Just also comes with a lot of fears and a lot of insecurity, I suppose. But I think nowadays with like where we're at and how things are going in our country here, it's like what else are we gonna do besides just have fun? What else are we supposed to do? Like just live with dread, live with like this fear that the world is going to come to an end. Like, it doesn't matter who we, yes, sure. It does matter who we like vote for, but ultimately like we're like, this country is going to be, flipped upside down no matter which way we spin it. And it's just like, every time I'm like, it feels like there's so much pressure on me to be, something for culture, something as like a, uh, a person who cares enough about the state of the world and how things are going. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing to fix anything? What am I doing to accomplish anything other than just bringing joy into my little corner of the world through my art, through my uh, my contributions, however I do that? What else can I do? All I can do is what I can do. I mean, I could probably do a lot more if I really wanted to, but I'm not doing that. And, like we just get blasted all the time with like guilt and shame because, you're not, like you don't care about that problem right now or this issue. And you didn't post about that thing and this thing didn't happen. And oh my God, I can't believe you're voting for that person. And this is fucked up. And holy shit, you're voting this way. And like, it's just like, why are like the divide is making me so sick. And more reason for me to just want to continue to try and like put joy and truth out into the world and talk to people about, how difficult it is just to be alive, because it really is, it is difficult to be alive, but it's also the best privilege. And we're also living in a really fucking wonderful country, again, to be able to recognize that I get to choose what I do with my life and pursue it in, the greatest city in the world is is something that I don't think a lot of other people in a lot of other countries are afforded the right to do. And so for that reason, I feel extremely grateful and um, extremely lame for like complaining about it half the time, because I expect that I'm supposed to have something more. I'm supposed to be further along in my journey at this point. And I've been doing this for 15 years and I only have this, and this is how much money I have in my bank account. Oh my God, like, get real, Julian. Like, people are looking at you wondering like when you're just going to give up, when you're going to throw in the towel. You just do it already, man. Like, you're a failure. You're a loser. It's like, damn, dude, that's my fucking inner monologue talking, and that guy fucking sucks. And I am not trying to allow that person to continue to bully me. I'm just sick and tired of being bullied into thinking that I'm anything less than awesome. Um, because it's just the truth. And yeah, I'm just really excited about this new space that I'm in, and this new journey that I'm on, because not because I know exactly how it's going to go, or like the intentions exactly as to how I plan to really navigate this next phase of my life, but it feels like it's going to be a lot more calm and a lot more, even if, like, big things are happening. I'm not going to put as much pressure on myself to be anything that I'm not. I'm going to try to show up as honestly as I can. I'm going to try to have as much integrity as I possibly can. I'm going to try to keep just being goofy and truthful and real with myself and the people that I surround myself with, because what else is there? You know, this is an interesting period of life, I feel like. I mean, all I know is this far. I don't know what, your 40s feel like, or your 50s or your 60s or 70s and beyond. But man, you sure do get more information overloaded into you the older that you get. And it's really true. The more you know, the less you know. It really feels that way. And I feel like I don't really know exactly the direction that I'm going to take. I don't know exactly how I'm going to find my way to getting what I want out of this life, but I'm just going to keep trying to do the things that feel right. And if I can really lean into doing that as authentically as I possibly can, then I think the rest just kind of does itself. I got to be more present. I got to stop worrying about the future and thinking about like what might happen or what hasn't happened yet. What's happening right now is great. I'm so fucking fortunate to be here at this point with you guys, with people that like tune in. Like, how fucking arrogant is it to even assume that you can just sit here and have a stream of consciousness conversation with yourself in a studio, and that people are going to listen to it and resonate and like, hope that they comment and share their likes and tell you that, you really changed their perspective on things and congratulate me on, it's just like, I don't need any of that, really. I just need an outlet, and this is what that is. And so this is me just putting myself out there and being really honest with myself so that I can grow, and so that I can, get myself a little bit uncomfortable to make some new decisions that arise from spaces that I haven't really explored before. I got a bike, guys. I got this Nordic track. I'm looking at it right now. It's like a Peloton, but I think it's maybe even nicer. I don't know what's the difference, right? Like, I think it just costs more, but I only know that because I looked it up because somebody gave it to me, and it's really cool. I've been riding it a lot lately, and shit, dude, I am sweating my dick off every single time. It is so crazy. For like 35 minutes, I'll just go so hard. I remember Alan, when I was living in Spokane with Alan and my friends, again, Laura and Stevie Baby, they had Pelotons, and I would ride so hard that I'd be down in the basement just like grunting, fucking, and they'd hear me from upstairs just like making breakfast. Like, dude, what in the fuck is Julian doing? But I go hard. I really do go hard. And I think that's another thing that I really got to kind of pull back on. You know, it's like, it's good to go hard, but I think I only go hard because I feel like if I don't, it doesn't count. And it does, you know, it does. I can distribute my energy a little bit better if I stop blowing my load so fast and so hard, like right away. By having a little bit of patience, by chilling out, you know. Rachel and I were watching Love Island. God, have you guys seen this show, Love Island? It is absolutely wonderful. I am so down with it. And it's so addictive because these people are just insane and they just like draw you in. The editing is perfect. The producers of the shows know exactly what we want. It's formulaic, you know, all these shows. But it's been so nice to just like sit with her and like turn off and just like watch it and just enjoy it and like laugh and have conversations. Like, I cannot believe Nicole is fucking stealing Dennis. This is fucking crazy. Like, she didn't even fucking want to be with Kevin last week, and now she's fucking going behind Tiffany's back and fucking like trying to like totally manipulate Riley. It is crazy to me. Like, she's such a bitch. I hate her. Like, I really just like, she's got a bad vibe. You like realize what you just said. And that's my favorite part. It's like when I actually have these like long monologues to Rachel about like my investment in the show and how much I have a problem with things going on or how much I like certain couples or whatever. It's the best. But it's also just like something that I never allowed myself to do. I honestly didn't even allow myself to watch TV. And for somebody who's an actor, for somebody who like should be watching TV and looking at shows and seeing what's out there, I don't watch a lot, and I wasn't watching a lot. And you know, I've seen things, and I like to go to see films. That's one of my favorite things to do. Just go to the movie theater by myself. Shout out AMC Stubbs card, $25 a month for 3 films a week. If you don't have it, get it. Hey AMC, why don't you sponsor me? I got a podcast. I'm talking about you. Let's go, guys. Come on, give me them popcorn bites. But yeah, I love seeing films, but I really just don't see that much TV. I don't like spend a lot of time at home watching anything. And so Rachel and I have actually started Game of Thrones, which is great. And we're watching Love Island, and it is really awesome. And I'm really not judging myself while I watch it. I'm really just trying to lean into having more fun, you know, going out and doing more things, more spontaneous things, you know, just hanging out with more friends, doing a trip to, you know, um, San Francisco and jumping on Alan's bus for a few days and, you know, not taking myself so seriously anymore because like I've talked about before, if I can surrender to all of this bullshit and really just let go, what will happen will happen. Like, my work ethic is always going to be rad. I'm always going to work really hard at the things that I know I need to work on. But in the interim, if I don't have like anything pressing, then hang, relax, take it easy. I have jobs that can sustain me if I need them. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. And I say this to you too, you know, you're going to be fine. Even if you're really struggling and you're really going through a lot of stuff and mentally you're feeling like, really let down with yourself and you're having a hard time cultivating self-love, reach out to the people that love you. Reach out to me if you want to. There's so many people that you can lean on, and there's so many resources just like around us all the time that I think I totally take for granted. Um, I have no right to feel upset about anything in the world, but I do because I'm a human, and I really get down on myself and I start thinking about, things that we've talked about on this conversation. I say we as if I'm like actually talking to somebody right now. But, it's so easy to just spiral and be in this place where I feel like, I'm in trouble, and the world's out to get me, and nothing's ever going to go my way, and oh my god, I'm never going to book another TV or movie gig again, and I'm going to be left alone forever, and I'm going to be lonely, and nobody's going to love me, and I'm going to get broken up with, and fuck, I'm just going to be a total loser for the rest of my life. It's just this voice, just that voice that's talking to you. And I'm really working myself to shut him the fuck up, to tell him to just shut the fuck up and get out of my brain. But it's not always so easy. And so I'm doing some work. I'm doing a lot of therapy. A lot, it's I think that's maybe where like the heaviness and the, taking myself seriously is coming from, because I'm having so many thoughts about like, why I am the way that I am, and, what happened to me in my youth that made me feel certain ways. But I'm really looking at my story and trying to register the positive things that happened throughout my life that really built me out to become this person that I am. And I really hope that you are able to do that for yourself too. Because although I don't have the answer for myself yet, and I'm not there yet with like feeling totally like great and in the best place that I could be feeling, I think the work is important. And I think there's a lot of things that we do to excuse ourselves from not doing the work. I think that's why I used to drink so much, was because I just wanted to turn off and like shut my brain down from thinking and spiraling. And it's been really important for me to spend time in my sobriety dealing with the uncomfortable moments and, really reflecting on who I have been to get me to this point in my life. It's been hard, and it's been beautiful. And I think that's just apropos of everybody's existence. We all are going through what we're going through. And I just feel like, it never really gets easy. You just kind of change how you approach it and how you let it affect you, whatever it is. And so, I'm going to keep trying to, put work into myself and try to stay patient and, hope for the best and keep working really hard. I got a lot of projects in the works right now, and I'm really excited about diving back into my script and like getting into the revisions of that, and just kind of trying to like think about like revisiting this movie that I'm really excited to make, because it's such a cool story, such a cool premise, and I just resonate so hard with it, and I just can't wait to like act in that story. I can't wait to give that performance. Ultimately, when I wrote that, when I first started writing this script of I Am Erica, it was called Phases originally, and it was just like a very true story about, me at that time. It was about 7 years ago. I was going through a breakup, and my friend Hunter, who came into my life from I met him at a Ronald McDonald event, a Ronald McDonald House event, and he was terminally ill with leukemia. And we met, and he inspired the shit out of me. I became really close friends, and I spent a lot of time at Children's Hospital getting to know him and his family, and we got close. And it was really scary because, again, he was terminal. And slowly but surely, I kind of watched how the power of love really cured him through his own will. He went into remission. He's now graduating high school. He went to prom this last year. He's just an epic guy, and just like a little brother. And he inspired me to really like step into the difficult parts of my own life and push through them in a way that felt necessary for me. But I have never been in his shoes. I never was like, terminally ill. So all of my things that I have like pushed forward have all been like at my own doing. And so it's a different storyline, but that was where it came from. That was the story. And it was called Phases because I was going through a really gnarly breakup, and it was about like meeting this young kid, and it was really personal. And I remember listening to a documentary about Larry Kramer, who's a playwright, a gay activist, and he was talking all about how you need to like make your art matter, just make it matter, whether that's like having some like message behind the work or not. It's just like make it matter. Like you as an artist, you matter, and you should want to, your work should matter, And so I really spent a lot of time thinking about how could I write a character for myself that would feel like if I could play this role, I would trust in myself that I'm a good actor. If I could pull this off, I would finally be able to say, yeah, I think I'm good. And although I've had moments where I've been able to say that for myself, there's many more where I don't say that for myself. And that's kind of the impetus for this film. I was like, I'm not getting roles on television or in film that are making me feel that way at this point. So I got to write it for myself. And I just feel really inspired to like get this thing made so that I can like get that chance to act and to like prove it to myself, to let the work speak for itself. Let me do the work. Let me like dig into this thing and really prove it to myself that I have what I've always believed that I have, but I've never been able to like really know because I haven't had this chance to do this project. It's just a really special project to me, and we're actually premiering the. It might be out by the time this comes out. Nope, nope, it's not. We're doing it on Wednesday. We have a premiere, world premiere in New York at this festival that's happening out in like the Times Square area. Really beautiful theater. So it'll be cool to see it on the big screen. It'll be cool to watch some other films and to connect with other people and see how other people receive it. Yeah, I'm excited about it, and I'm just kind of excited overall. I'm like, it's weird. Like trying to be excited about stuff nowadays feels weird because it's just like, don't get too excited. It's like the rug's going to get swept out from under you, and I just don't need to buy into that bullshit anymore because I'm good. And I think that's what I need to remember, that I'm secure and that I'm fine. Like life is fine. I don't need to be ashamed if I need to go pick up a bartending shift. I don't need to be ashamed of myself if I'm not like in the biggest movie right now. I don't need to be ashamed of myself if my bank account isn't as great as I want it to be. I don't need to be ashamed of myself if like I fucking poop my pants because sometimes you gotta fucking poop your pants. Not that I did, or not that it's happened recently, but maybe it has. I don't know. I'm just not. I just don't want to be. I want to be proud of myself. I really want to be proud of who I am and who I'm becoming. And I think that really requires me to relinquish this opinion of myself that has shame and guilt and judgment attached, because I'm a good person and I know that I have wonderful things aligned for myself in this world. And I know that I have so much more work to do. And that makes me so excited. I have so much more art to show you. I have so much more in my heart to give to you. I have so much more to give to me. And I just can't wait to be able to share that with the world as it comes. And just to be able to, like, just not even like, despite the capacity at which it is received, I just can't wait to accomplish what I know I'm capable of accomplishing, because I am obsessed with figuring out how to do that. One step at a time, right, guys? One step at a time. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging and, not fucking blowing up my spot in those last 3 weeks as if anybody, really actually cared. Maybe it's nice, the heart grows fonder with distance. And so maybe it'll be nice to have taken that little break and dig back into it. I have a lot of really cool guests coming up. I think I'm going to do another episode this week with my friend Brandon Gorley. He's a legend. He's so wonderful. I actually did 2 episodes with him. One because the first one we did, the video didn't upload, and so I had to like get a backup video, and it was kind of fuzzy. But I think I'm going to put it out anyways, just because not a lot of people are watching the videos and more people are listening. And it's just such a beautiful conversation between him and me. I love him so much. He's a musician out in Washington State. Been friends for like 20 years. He's just the best. And so I think I'm going to put that episode out this week as well, probably on like Thursday. So do a little twofer for you guys for being sweet and waiting around. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on working and keep on telling you guys what's going on through these conversations. If you have any suggestions or if you have any ideas for what you want me to, talk about or bring into the mix, I'm happy to consider. I am open to all thoughts, questions, concerns, ideas. Shoot me a line, shoot me the breeze. I love you guys very much. Thank you for always being with me. Thank you for your support. I am imperfect, if nothing else, and I hope that when I talk, you don't get the impression that I am ungrateful or complaining about my life, or that I feel like I am entitled to something more than what I have, because I very much recognize that I am where I am because I am where I am. And I just know that good things are coming for all of us who are aiming towards it. And if you're struggling right now and you're pushing really hard and feeling like it's not working out, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you, I support you. I'm here for you if you ever want to chat. And yeah, guys, just keep going, keep your chin up. Try to go do something fun for yourself this week. Try to go have a little personal date. Try to take yourself out for dinner. Give yourself those Cheez-Its. Give yourself that little extra snack. That end of summer, Mr. Freeze. Ooh, get that little fucking ice cream cone. Why don't you? Take yourself on that last minute trip. I know Rachel and I are going to go try to do something before the summer is over, since we didn't get to experience too much of it because of our bullshit. But we're back on top, baby. We are back on top. We're in the upswing. Good things are coming. I know it. I think the end of this year will be one that feels really, settling. And then 2025, man, sounds like an interesting year. Just sounds kind of it just sounds professional. 2025. It sounds futuristic. It sounds like sharp, doesn't it? 2025 seems like a stealth fighter pilot jet. Just like it looks like something to me. It like looks like a fast train. Do you see what I'm saying? 2025, like the image of the number. I think good things are coming, guys. Who cares what happens? I mean, we should all care what happens, this year with the election and with politics and with how our country is being run. We should definitely care, but don't let it affect you so bad that you can't stay happy, that you can't stay motivated, and that you can't stay moving in a direction that makes you feel like you are your best. I believe in you. I love you. I'm always here if you want to chat. I appreciate you, and stay in touch because we're friends. And if you haven't checked out the Patreon page, go there because I'm putting some exclusive stuff up back there. I just did this hip hop musical audition for this really cool project. I never go out for any of that stuff, but I got to rap, I got to sing, I got to act. And I just put that audition tape up on my Patreon. So you can check it out there. You can see I Am Erica on my Patreon. You can see puppet shows. You can see other auditions. I send scripts. I give vlogs. I do exclusive podcasts. There's a bunch of stuff there, and it's a fun space. It's $5 a month. And if you like this podcast and you want to support me a little bit more, help me grow, it is always appreciated. So, yeah, keep being real. Keep being rad. I love you. And the Patreon is called patreon.com/the precipice of delusion. You can check it out on the link in my bio in my Instagram page at Julian Gavilanes. And or you can just go directly to the site. And you can pay more than $5 if you want. I think there's like a $500 option, dude. You become executive producer of this podcast. You know what I'm saying, huh? Lastly, I do actually have to shout out all the people that are on my Patreon page because they're so sweet. So bear with me for 1 second, guys, while I just make this last final announcement to all the people that patronize my place, the Patreon. They are really helping me keep this thing afloat. I've had some people fall off, which, hurts my heart, but it's okay. We'll be back, and we'll keep on keeping on. I believe in you, and I hope that we can make something more out of this thing because it's a really wonderful platform, and I know money's tight for a lot of people, but I am dedicated to bringing a lot of wonderful entertainment and a lot of great stuff to you on that platform. And so, again, if you like me and you care enough about me, sorry, I'm distracted by trying to find the names of the people on the Patreon page, and I can't even find them because my computer's not loading. What a pile of shit. Guys, thanks again. I will see you on Thursday for my episode with Brandon Gorley, and then moving forward every Monday from here on out until the end of time. Should we take him out with a song? You doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million pieces like you always do, and you I don't know where that song came from, but I dig it. Go watch that movie tonight if you haven't seen it. All right, guys. See you next week. See you Thursday. See ya. Bye. Now that's what I'm talking about.